Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Julie. This week I'm going to be bringing you Dash the dog. We're going to crochet the eye patch and most likely the head, and we'll see if we can get any more done after that. So this is the eye patch that I'm talking about. It's the picture for Dash the dog, and we have to use our taupe yarn. So we have to create a magic ring and build on from there. Okay, so I have to fasten one of my eyes to this eye patch, and I only have one set in this bag left. So I'll set the other one over to the side. Okay, so the positioning, I guess just up here in the middle somewhere. So I'll just insert it like so. Actually, I'll probably do it over one. Oh, I guess that looks in the middle. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to push these safety locks onto the back until we hear it snap. Goodness. Oh, there it goes. Okay. You probably didn't hear that because usually when I review the videos, you can't hear it, but it did snap. So, okay, so there's the eye patch. Now, the next thing we do is work on the head, and that's with our oatmeal color like we did with the body and the snout. So I'll have to get that out. We have to make a magic ring, and we have to build on from the magic ring. And I guess when I get to the point where I have to put the other safety eye on, that's probably where I'll bring you back. Okay, so I don't know if I've mentioned recently the kind of yarn that I use, but it's the Bernat, the Super Value, and this is the oatmeal color. Okay, there it shows oatmeal. There's a free pattern on here, but it's a 7-ounce skein of yarn, and it's got 440 yards in it. But this is the yarn that's recommended by the author of this book, so that's why I've been using that. Usually, you know, like with some of my other projects, I just switch colors or I'll switch brands. But I do like the Bernat. I like Red Heart as well, but I do like this brand of yarn, so I decided just to go ahead and use it. So that's what I picked out for it. Okay, so I have actually done row 21. I have not moved it to row 22 because at this point, this is where we start sewing things onto our head. So I left my stitch marker well, I moved it to the next row, but I left it right here where I have to start it and make a chain 1. So it says we have to put on the snout and the eye patch, okay? So the snout goes pretty much towards whichever side you want the front, and you line it up here. Well, I guess I can show you. You line it up here pretty close to that last row that you just made, and you sew it on like that. So I'm going to be stuffing it just real lightly, which I opened up my new bag of polyfill. So I have to stuff a little bit of the body and then the snout. And then we put the eye patch on the left side. Well, actually, it's his right side. It's on our left. But we put the eye patch right here. And then we actually put the other eye over here on this side. So that's what I'm going to be working on next, okay? And then after we get all that done, I have to stuff the head, okay? And then continue on crocheting. So first thing we do is we have to sew the snout. I almost said eye patch. The snout onto the head. So I will thread my yarn needle. Okay. Now I want the triangular flat part up and the point down. So I'm just going to place it best I can and hold it still, and then start sewing. So like with anything else, I'm just kind of winging it. Try to hold it in the position where I want it and just stitch it. Try to get up into every single crochet. All right, because that way when I do stuff, it'll hold the stuffing in better if you actually get every single stitch. So I'll look at it. Yeah, it's still pretty much centered the nose there. So I'm just going to keep working my way around. Stitching every single single crochet. Review it every once in a while, make sure it's turning out exactly like I want it. Which I have never made. Oh, I guess you could turn the nose a little bit. But I've never made this actual dog. I've never put any of them together that have the nose safety attachments. So this is my first nose, safety nose. But it's turning out pretty good. Okay, I'm getting almost to where I'm halfway. It's hard to do this when there's absolutely no stuffing in there because it doesn't look right when you let go of it. Okay, so I'm going to actually grab a little bit of stuffing here out of my bag. I just opened the corner is all. All right, and you just grab a little tiny bit, which the snout is not very big. So that is probably enough. I believe so. Okay. So now I have to hold the snout and hold the stuffing in. And basically you just want to hold it in enough that it doesn't show on the outside where your stitches are. Because if you catch any of those little white fibers, they'll actually follow your yarn and come out. So we just very delicately stitch. Tuck all that back in there. Okay, sit back and look at it. You guys think it looks all right? I think he looks all right. And like with all the things I make, it's not really going to be perfect. But as I call most things, they're Julie-fied. They're made by me. Okay. Now I'm back to the beginning, so I will catch underneath here and I will actually put a knot and then tuck it down inside. Let's see, we're going to come from this side. That way it'll show less. Okay, and I'm just going to go in any of these holes, come up through the inside of the head. Trim it off a little bit because it is kind of long. Okay, and then I'm just going to tuck all that inside. Okay, so there is his snout. And it'll look better once I stuff the head too. So anyway, I'm trying to keep this somewhat. All right, so anyway, eye patch is next. So we're gonna thread my yarn, my dark color here, which is taupe. Okay, now we want to put the curved side up. So we're gonna place this on his right side, our left side, and we're gonna stitch right above. Oh, this ought to be fine because I'll just do it upside down. So we're gonna stitch it right by his snout. Okay. And I don't know if you remember when we did this, there were only 8. Only 8 stitches here across. But we have to do around the top side too. Which I think is actually where the 8 stitches are. But, okay, I will look at it. Actually looks pretty good. Okay, if I just follow that snout. I don't know if you guys can hear the garbage truck outside, but it's Wednesday and our garbage truck is here again. Okay, I'll look at it. And it looks funny because the head's not stuffed. But I think this will be the last one here, and then I'm going to do around the top curve. Okay. Nice. Okay. I'm going to work my way around the top of the eye patch. And hopefully I can get it where he looks halfway decent. You know, and if I don't like the positioning of it, I can always take this yarn out. I just gotta undo my yarn needle from the thread or the yarn and just backtrack all my stitches. Let some of the twists and turns out. I'm glad we didn't have to stuff this piece because it's really pretty flat. Okay. I think it's positioned really nice. Just keep sewing. And I don't think I'll have to take this back out because I do like where it's positioned. Might not be perfect, but then none of us are, so even dogs. So, okay. I will catch underneath here, knot it, and it's going to be twisted. So I'll try to do below the twist here. Pull it tight down and pull the string through. Okay, now I'm going to do that same thing I did where I just put it on the inside of his head because you won't see any of these tails anyway. So then I'll just clip it off, tuck the tail in. Okay. So now after this, I have to put the other safety eye in. Okay, so I'll grab my pieces. Might as well throw that bag away. I don't need it anymore. So we have to position it on the other side here. What do you think of that? Kind of with his nose and the two eyes, it makes a upside down triangle, just like his nose. So I think that's exactly where I'm going to put it. So I'm just going to come to the inside, grab my lock, push it on. Okay. Pull on a little bit, all of them, make sure they are attached well. Yes, they are. Okay. Now, next point, I have to stuff the head. So I'll be grabbing just little bitty pieces of the yarn or of the stuffing, the polyfill, and pushing it up inside here. Okay. And then I have to continue on. And then when I get all of the rest of the rows done, I have to fasten it off, weave in any ends. So like my tail here, that'll be where I have to weave it in. And then using the long tail on my body, I sew the head onto the body. And I'm probably going to put a little more polyfill in there too. So anyway, I'll be stuffing this, stuffing that, and I'll bring you back. So I have the body and the head all sewn together. I stuffed it. I stuffed a little bit more, quite a bit actually, to the body. And then I finished up the head, those 2 or 3 rounds that I had to do. And then I attached them. But this is what I have. He needs ears, arms, legs, and a tail, I believe. So I guess I'm going to stop it here because this is kind of longish, a longish video. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Bye. Thank you everyone for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, would you please hit the thumbs up, give me a like, and if you have any comments or questions, please put them in that area below. And if you'd like to, please subscribe. I know I'm not a very large channel yet, but I do plan on putting out a video every week or every other week. So thank you for your continued support. Hope everyone has a great day. Bye.